A lot of coin collectors and dealers have coin shows wrong. And coin collecting in general, they define it by certain things, their own preconceived notions and biases, and they do have it wrong, and they spread incorrect information about it. And we're going to talk about that because the Sharonville show was a huge smash, but yet I've heard other shows weren't. And you hear this all the time, okay? So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the coin show. And my name is Daniel, and you're watching Coin Help You. Thanks for watching my latest video. So first off, if you need help with coins, go over to my help community, use my chat bot, use my Mint Error app. And this app is for both. You don't really have to download the app. All you got to do is click this banner right here, and I'll show you where you go to. Look at this. Basic Mint Error information for everyone. Yes, there's ads. Click off of them. You got a little thing right up here. You can click off the ad or click the arrow so the ad disappears. But it's all this information here to teach you the basics about mint errors. If you want to buy coins from us or bullion or gold or whatever, come over here, portsmouthcoinshop.com. All these links are in the description and a pinned comment. Or you can send me an email. Where's the link? Where's your website at? And I'll send it to you. I'm not hard to get a hold of at all. I have an email over here. Everything's over here on the side. You got our order number. You've got our address right up here. All the new stuff I put up. Got a list there. Make it pretty easy. Make it as easy as possible here. Here's our email, address. But please don't send me anything unsolicited. If you're wanting to sell something, get a hold of me. Send me a list. Here's our hours. But the other thing is, the Sharonville show was a record show. And I'm going to show you a picture. Here's a bunch of us YouTube channels that came to the show. You got Robert Lawson and them and Mark. And this was us at the Cracker Barrel. We had a great time, a great meal together. And here's a little more of a laid back of me. Can't hardly see me here, but I'm got my head back just having a good time, just enjoying myself. And then here's me and Robert Lawson of CoinOp. Now he has in his hand a Discovery double die. Now you can see the background here. Beautiful lighting. The lighting was wonderful. Like I said, I had record sales. I sold just all kinds of coins. I sold wholesale. I sold retail. And I made the best deals I could. And I tried to sell wholesale to regular customers and viewers. I did the best I could. And profit margins down a little bit, but man, it was really good to be able to sell that much and unload a lot of inventory there. A lot of clean coins and things like that. I had a certain dealer come along and he really, I made a big sale with me. Really helped out. So anyways, this here is a Discovery double die, and this is what it is right here. It's a 1944. I saw this years ago at the Green Hills show. And I think he's discovered at least 2 of these. And I think there might be 3 in existence. I'm not sure. But it's as rare as a 1958. And if you look at it, you'll see the 9. You see the 9 at the top of it? It's a really wide spread, but it's really light. Now, there's other areas of the coin that's doubled. It is the best of. This is over on doubledie.com if you want to look at it. It's called the 1944 WDDO-022 Best of Variety. And it tells you all the details and the die marks and things like that. The die marks don't matter if it doesn't have the double die, though, but you can see it. I think that this is 2 different classes of double die, and I think one of the classes that we don't identify yet, I think there might have been something to do with a slippage, where the die might have been dropped while he was trying to put it, adjust it, or at least it was, in their hands, and it looks like it gave it a shallow, very wide spread. Not so much like a squeeze. Whereas other parts of this coin that are doubled look like a normal double die that's not that far apart. This is a really, really cool double die. So anyways, I got to see that at the show. And I did buy a couple things that I want to show you at the show, but I want to talk about this a little bit because I think dealers alike and collectors, they'll go to a show and have a bad show, and then they all automatically form this opinion of the show. When I first went to Sharonville in 2018, I had an interview with Dustin Morgan, which helped me start and launch my Coin Help You, this channel here. It motivated me to do that. But I had a good show, but it wasn't like everybody else was talking. I didn't know anybody. I didn't even know how to set up at a show that large, and I didn't have that much stuff. I've been selling full-time since 2009 online and at a local, I had a flea market. Not the flea markets I did sell at some, but mostly at the antique booths and on eBay. And then I had a couple of local people that would buy from me that I knew I could go to. And that's how I did it before I started the coin shop in 2017. So, coin shows was something that was hit and miss, and I heard good and bad, and I heard if you go to the show, back then, it was hard to sell some things. But we always sold something and made some money, but it wasn't like crazy. I can't say that now. I stuck with it. I built my customer base. I built my channel. I adapted. I adjusted. And that's what you have to do. If you're a coin dealer, you've got a business. It's not enough to know about coins. It's not enough to have rare coins at your table or how many coins you have or how nice your display is. It's not enough to know everything about coins. That's part of it, but you need to build your business. You need to know business. You need to scale up if you have to, or whatever you got to do, adapt, move around, start you a website, whatever. But it's disingenuous to say shows are horrible. I would never go to that show again because you didn't do very good, because I guarantee you there's a lot of people there that did very well. Guarantee. Same thing with coin collectors. You go to a coin show, if you already have cognitive biases and you already have preconceived notions and you walk in there, then anything that fulfills that, you're going to latch on to and believe in. And that's going to happen to you. Your self-fulfilling prophecies at these coin shows, and then you go online and you comment on a video that coin collecting's dead and people just aren't buying or selling or whatever, which is incorrect. Okay, my business is thriving. I mean, it's unbelievable. I've never had such a July. And you know why? Because I adapt. And if I can do it, you can do it. Because I started from nothing, man. I had zero in my pocket and I was in debt really bad. And it's a story. And I'm going to tell that story one day, and I will do it. It's just one of those things, and I'm a little embarrassed about some things. I'm a little embarrassed to admit some things that I had to go through to get to where I'm at. Not that I cheated people. That's not what I mean. But it's very difficult to humble myself down because, man, I'll tell you, man, I really struggled when I quit working at the prison. But anyways, save that for another day. Let's talk about the coin show a little bit more. The coin show is getting better and better. I can tell you, Dave Heinrich is doing a really good job with that show. There's a lot of displays there. The lighting is great. The food's expensive and not that great. So, that's that. I'm going to say that right out loud. I went out to eat. We brought stuff in. But anyways, we literally it's a beautiful venue. And I'm talking, there's all kinds of coins there to buy. And there are some wholesale dealers. And I want to thank everybody who stopped by my table. I try to give everybody a good deal, but I bet you I had 200 people that watch my videos drop by, and that's huge for a show. That's huge. And, you can get a good deal at that show. I can guarantee it, because I can show you who the people are that have the better prices, people that I deal with, people that let me get a good deal at their table because I now let them have wholesale. So let me tell you something. The coin business isn't slow. Okay, it might be in some places, in some areas, you're going to hear complaints, but you got to adapt. Get online, whatever you got to do to promote yourselves. Do a video on it yourself, put it up there, get it out there. Reach out to the entire world if you have to, or all of the United States, because there's a little bit of the pie for everybody. There's not just one pie anyways. So you can get a piece of it, or a pie, or your own pie. Make up your own pie and give everybody else pieces of it. That's how you do it. Be the pie maker, be the baker. But anyway, and before I close, let's take a look at what I did purchase, because I didn't go there to buy. I didn't want to stand at my table appraising coins and trying to make trades and write things down and keep track of everything while people were walking up to my table wanting to greet me and do business with me. I really like to keep the shows at a meet and greet, and also to sell coins. So if you want to sell coins to me and you come to the coin show, have your list ready to go, the prices that is fair, back a gray sheet, and I'll buy it from you. But to figure up things and try to do trades, I'd rather not do that at the shows. And I didn't do it because I want to meet and greet. I want to talk to everybody that comes to my table. I want to greet everybody. That's what I want to do. I think that's a better way of doing things. People come to the show and they leave the show with a smile on their face. That's what I want. Shows are supposed to be positive, not negative. When you go into a show, you shouldn't feel like you should feel at home. You should feel like you are important and that you are wanted at that coin show. I mean, it doesn't make sense to walk into a coin show and feel like you're an outsider. That's crazy. You don't want that. So anyways, let's take a look at a couple things that I did buy. Things that caught my eye as I was walking through. So here is a 1858 Flying Eagle cent. And it caught my eye. Now, I feel like it's obviously the surface of the coin has been altered, or it would have been sent off for grading. But it has that eye appeal. It has a cartwheel effect. But it just seems like it's a little too smooth looking for me. But just caught my eye. I had to have it. This would be a great addition to someone's type collection. It is for sale. I'm probably going to ask $500 for it. I paid $450. The guy had $500 on it. He gave me a deal, I think. That's what I'm going to ask for it. Because I think you're going to get unk details on the coin if you send it off. But maybe you get lucky. I don't know. But anyways, beautiful coin. Then I got this. Like I said, I only really purchased 2 coins at the show. I mean, I did buy a couple of little things at the table, but I tried not to buy. Like I said, I wanted it to be a show where I greeted people. That's where I want to keep the coin shows. You know, get tied up in buying and appraising and trying to figure it all up and taking money out and doing this and that, and it's hard to do. Then I've spent an hour with somebody trying to trade and bicker back and forth or negotiate back and forth. You know, and it's harder to do at a show when you're trying to greet everyone. Especially when you got hundreds of people up there and you're trying to come in. But anyways, this show, man, I'm talking about 3 days of nonstop. So this is a nice little trade dollar. 1874S with chop marks. And it is almost uncirculated. So that's really cool. I had to get that one. But I will say this, it was 3 days of nonstop. Even Saturday. Saturdays are typically slow by 12 o'clock. But it didn't stop until, I think it was 2:30 before it stopped completely. And there were still people there. It was unbelievable how Saturday was. So, I think the show itself is growing and getting better, and people are getting more familiar with it, and they come in and they want to be there. It's a good thing. But anyways, thanks for watching my latest video. Please like, share, and comment. And a big thank you to everyone that supports me and that came to that coin show. And I hope to see everyone at the Ohio State Coin Show because I do have a table there, a couple tables. I'll be in the World Coin Room. I was on the waiting list and they modified it and changed it around. I got a couple tables in there, so I'll be in there. So when you go into the Ohio State Coin Show, the entrance, I'll be in that little room on the right. But anyways, I'll see you there, and everyone, have a great day.